Camera's on. Go on.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our meeting. Everyone could take a seat. Silence your phones, please, if you haven't done that already. Thank you all for adhering to wearing the mask. As difficult as it is for all of us to breathe and get through it, it is a requirement not only by the church but by the board to maintain respect and health for each of us that are here today. At this time, I would like to have a motion, someone to waive the reading of the minutes. Sherida? Do I have a second? Joy? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. We have Artist of the Month. I'm going to do the fun part first. We also have the ribbons for last month's winners because we didn't have the ribbons to present. So we have all of that to do right now. So Scott, come on up here in front of the camera. Yes. I kind of remember who they were.
I have a picture.
Yeah, you have a question? No. Oh, so last month, there was the very first time we had 3 winners. And Nina was a winner. Come on up, Nina. Give you a ribbon. And it was funny, the camera is focused straight ahead. So they were off to the side, so nobody got to see your face. So here, I'm going to hand you the ribbon for last month. Now, BJ, is BJ here? So BJ Massey is the other winner. And then Marissa Rosenthal. And is Marissa here? We'll make sure we get that to her. And the winner for this month is none other than Scott. And what I want to do is we're gonna get the painting up here. Okay. I know. I said, why do I even bother? So.
Thank you.
Yes. Do you want to say something?
I appreciate your votes. Ladies and a few gentlemen.
That's right. Well, let's hold this up here. Come this way in front of the camera so that it's on the video. I want everybody to see. All right, so everybody can see? Fantastic. Nice round of applause. Thank you. And I want to thank Scott for coming and doing this because it's a delight to be able to see everybody's art before the meeting, and to be able to do this is a wonderful perk that we have, and it's all because Scott does this for us. And we missed you last month because it was a flurry of...
I wasn't aware, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, next time, let's get some more paintings in here.
That's right.
We haven't got that many, so all of us paint. All of us paint, so bring them in and let's have a contest. So.
Well, and you can't do it again.
Yeah,
So
that's one of our rules. You can only win once a year.
Once a year. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm done.
Yes, so the pressure is off. Correct. Please. All right, so we're gonna start the formalist part of the meeting. I'm gonna have Alice step up to do the treasurer's report.
Oh, you want me to keep that on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to October. It's beautiful out there. Waiting for this weather. Higher? Okay, there you go. All right, so this month's treasurer's report, we have a balance of just over $3,000. It's $3,002.25. We had some expenses. In fact, I just wrote a check out for $100. Yeah, because we had the rental for this facility that we had to pay up through the year. And we have some other administrative costs like the rental of the post office box, and things happen. So we really need that income now to start coming in to build up again. So we can't wait to get our shows running and get some more income from some of the new shows that we'll be having soon. But yeah, I guess that's basically the whole thing. It's pretty simple. There hasn't been much activity because it's been slow.
And for those people that are new, thank you for coming and joining, and for any visitors, we waived the dues for the past year due to COVID because we were not meeting in person and we had no exhibits and we didn't feel we weren't having to spend money to rent this space for our meetings. So we, as the board, decided to eliminate the dues for the year. So our dues will start back up again in January, and they're still $30. So it's a reasonable price for what you get. So, does anybody have any questions or concerns? No? Okay. Well, right now, Mary, Sylvia, you see her when you first come in. She's the membership chairperson, and I'm going to let her announce a few things.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Mary.
We have 3 new members, and when I meet your name, if you wouldn't mind standing up and just explaining a little bit of what you do. Marlene Moses.
Margene.
Margene. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I'm not standing up for Marlene.
I love it.
Well, I started painting in 2009, acrylic. Actually, if I talk louder, I don't even get up. I started painting in 2009 in acrylics and did that for a while, and I guess some of the friends that I sat with said I had a natural talent, but whatever, I didn't know. And I've taken a couple of colored pencil classes, and actually I've taken photographs as long as I could remember, so I started doing that and then uploading them onto canvases, and sometimes I paint on them with the acrylic. And so I just got back into starting to paint again, and I thought this is a good way. I need to get steeped in this and just see if this is something I should pursue. And so I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Nice to have you.
You're
Okay, the second person on the list is Denise.
Denise, right here.
There you are.
So I was very lucky growing up as a high school student. My best friend's father was an art teacher. So the entire summer we spent with all kinds of mediums. So I was introduced to that as well as woodworking, sculpture, all kinds of things like that. But he was not a watercolor artist, but that's what I chose to do. So I'm mostly with watercolor. I absolutely love it. Everybody says it's very hard. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm retired, and that's all I want to do is have fun. So I like to choose a lot of very weird, different things, so you'll probably see some weird stuff up there.
And then the third person is, well, her name is Lucia, but she goes by Mickey Klein.
Hello everybody, I'm really excited to be joining you and can't wait to get lots of inspiration and encouragement and whatever we can do for each other, right? I always wanted to be an artist, but when I studied art at school, it was like my main subject, but my parents said, there's no money in art, unless you get famous or you're a frustrated art teacher, whatever. So they did not allow me to study art. And so I did fashion designing, which was better than doing secretarial. But anyway, so I did that and then got married and ended up with kids and all of that. And I catered all my life. I married a caterer, so we catered by default. And so, hence the size, never trust a skinny chef. So anyway, so when I retired, I studied therapeutic art in California. I was there for 15 years. And incidentally, I come from South Africa, that's the accent. So, so the therapeutic art, I used to go over to Ireland every year for a month and work with the Owen Connolly Counselling Centre there. And I would help people who didn't know how to talk about their problems to recognize a color for an emotion, and I would ask specific questions. This is the course I did in California. And so it would take about 3 hours to do this therapeutic art thing. And so I thought, well, that's what God wants me to do when I retire. So we moved over to Ireland, and my husband was miserable. He says, it's too cold, it's always raining, and he could not understand the Irish people's accent because he's hard of hearing, and he can't even understand mine, so, you know. Long story short, we moved to South Africa, back to South Africa. My son wanted us to be there. And then he got moved to Indiana, so we followed. And that's really when I started painting quite seriously there, and I did some art lessons for painting portraits. So it's really very realistic stuff. And so I needed that because I had no discipline. I was just doing very free stuff. Now I need to get free from this absolute rigid, it's got to be what the person looks like, you know. So anyway, so it's a new journey I'm going on now. I'm hoping you're going to be able to free me up a bit.
That's wonderful. Welcome to all of you. And I actually know Denise signed up to be a greeter already, and she's interested in helping with workshops and demonstrations when they come back up. So that's fantastic. That's what we need. We need people to come in, and as much as we give energy, you give energy back too, and that's really what we need to do. So thank you all. Next, I'm going to have Taryn step up with some information about upcoming shows and give you some heads up.
You're welcome.
Hey everybody.
Hey, Tam.
So I am currently, as you know, the exhibits coordinator. And I know you've seen a lot of the open calls that have come through the email. Hopefully you all are participating in that. If you are showing somewhere, please, email one of us. Like, you can email the CAG Dunedin email as well. Let us know what shows you're in, because some of those things have come through CAG, just being as an organization getting the open call, so that's exciting. Regarding the Francis Wilson Playhouse, at the back table I have the applications for it. We are going to be there during a Christmas Carol, which is December 2nd through December 19th. I was telling the board they have black walls, so keep that in mind when you're selecting your work. We're going to be doing a $5 entry fee. That's just to help with administrative costs and the printing of the title cards and things like that. And also, the Playhouse does take a 20% commission, so when you're building your price, keep that in mind. The most recent artist who was there has sold about 3 pieces just during 1 month, so hopefully there might be some interest, and it's some new people who maybe haven't seen our work before. So the applications are back there, and we have just a size limit, definitely original artwork, because I know there's some of you who are new. And you'll have to email me all the information ahead of time. The date is here on the application, and we're not going to exceed 18 by 24. So everything needs to be wire hung. So you're able to see the work during the performances, because it's in the lobby of the Playhouse, and the Playhouse opens at 6 p.m. During an 8 p.m. performance, and then noon. It's all written here. So you can, it's a lot of information, but, so check that out. And I hope, right now we have, I'd say probably 30 people signed up already. We're doing it first come, first serve. If you want to sign up afterward, let us know, and I'll see where we're at. And then we'll be sending an email as well. So everybody who wasn't here got to hear about it. So, all right.
Great, well, thanks.
Thank you.
Does anybody have questions? Yes.
So if you have a painting and it gets sold, they let you know and you can just bring another one, or how does it work?
Yes, you can bring another one.
Okay.
So did everybody hear the question? The question was, if the painting is sold, do you get to bring another one? Do they take that painting that night? And then do you bring another one back in?
Right. Typically what we do is we have the person contact you directly. By using the title card, you have either an email or phone number on there. And then you can decide whether you want them to take it off the wall or if you want to coordinate with them to meet there at the Playhouse, and you can exchange, information there and have them take it.
Okay.
So they have, what they've done in the past is replaced it so that there's not a hole in the space. So keep that in mind. Similar size, hopefully, because otherwise it will be really hard to fill in the blanks if it's different sizes. Anybody else have any more questions?
Where's the Playhouse?
The Playhouse, all the information is listed on the application, and it is in, it's just north of this downtown Clearwater. So it's on Fort Harrison, or off of Fort Harrison, near the water. So,
Yeah.
anything else? Oh, and it doesn't have to be a Christmas theme. If you want it to be a Christmas theme, that's great. If not, it doesn't matter. We'll figure out, either by color or topic or whatever, we'll make it work. And we're going to do a People's Choice Award for it too. So the way we do that is just, we have the sign up there and we have a little box, and people can go ahead and vote on their favorite, and they'll receive a ribbon and some kind of gift certificate at that point. So that's how we're going to do this one. So thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay. So now what I would like to discuss is a few things. First of all, for all the new members and visitors, and for those of us that are here, for everybody, Libby's in the back table, and she has a sign up for the Brush Fire, which is our newsletter. You can go into our website and sign up that way, but she's more than willing right now to take your information and make sure that you get that newsletter every month, because now that we're meeting, we are updating the newsletter with information. We also have a Facebook page that Joy is taking care of and posting things, so make sure that you look at that. There'll be information there as well, so that you can stay informed of what's going on. Libby, is that it? I think that's it.
The only thing I wanted to add is, if you haven't gotten a newsletter, it could be that maybe your email address is incorrect, because we did find out we had some bounce backs.
Right.
So the time you would have gotten it would have been last month. So if you haven't gotten a Brush Fire newsletter in the last month, from September, come back here and just check your email address. If you're a new member, just give me your email address and you'll get the next one. And then I just want to add one more thing. A lot of people may not know, but on the CAG website, in the archive, there is all the past issues of the newsletter that you can access and print out on your own.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good, thank you. And make sure that you check your spam, because oftentimes when we send an email, if there's an attachment of any kind, it may go into your spam box. So perhaps before meetings, you may want to go in and see if anybody sent anything that's pertinent for you to know prior to the meeting, or a reminder of the meeting, or for this case, to make sure that you get the Brush Fire. One of the main reasons we have you check in every month is to make sure that we do have your information correct. So find your name, but do please make sure that everything is accurate there. and nothing has been, inaccurately put in or changed. One other bit of news is the jurying has, due to COVID, we were doing online jurying because we weren't meeting. But now that we're having our in-person meeting, yesterday at the board, they decided that we are going to do only in-person jurying. So there'll be no more online jurying at this moment. So what you'll need to do, if you, as a new member, is you are a member for 30 days. After 30 days, you contact Sherida, who is our jury chair, and she will set up an appointment for you to bring in the works that you wish to be juried in for. That is every medium that you do. So if you do watercolor and you do acrylic, it's 3 paintings of each medium. Sherida will make sure that you get the proper information and forms filled out for each medium. You come prior to the general meeting, and the paintings are down the hallway in a separate room, and you leave them there, and then you come into the meeting, and Sherida and the jury group committee will look them over, and then we'll send you a letter to let you know if you've been accepted. So that's the procedures for that. Is there any questions? Okay. Oh, yes.
Beth, you mentioned, and I'm just trying to quickly flip there. So if somebody has joined today, our next meeting is the first,
They can jury in next
for the
meeting.
next meeting.
That's
not
correct.
And if it's less than 30 days, that's not an issue because from
No,
next
it's meeting to meeting.
to meeting.
It's meeting
Great.
to meeting.
Thank you.
Right. And also, please, we had somebody who was scheduled today to jury in and never showed up. And Sherida had tried calling, texting, and finally got through, and she's ill. And that happens. Cars break down. Things happen. But please, if you set up an appointment, it's only kind to make sure that you let people know that you're not going to make it. So it kind of goes without saying, but I just feel like it's important that we all remember that there are people waiting and doing work. So if you can't be here, just let us know. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes?
If I'm new, so I haven't paid my dues yet, it'll be January. So should I wait till January to bring my pieces in to be juried in?
No, you only have to wait 30 days. Because of COVID, we didn't accept dues. If you join now, it would have been $15 for your dues for the remainder of the year. But because there's no dues until January, you don't have to pay anything.
Okay.
But you do have to just wait the 30 days, and then you will be able to be
I
juried.
signed up last month, so I guess it'll be okay going.
Yes, it would be for you to get a hold with Sheridan and set up a time.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Okay. So now I'm on to the, oh boy, the nitty gritty stuff. So I gave everybody a handout. And basically, this fulfills an obligation that we have as a non-for-profit. Every year, the vice president puts together 5 members to do a review of the bylaws and the standing rules. This past year, Jim Melton, as the vice president, put together Joy, Swanson, Stoney, Lawrence, Jim Throne, myself, and him to go over the bylaws. We took our time. It was almost 4 months of work to look it over and to reformat and remap the whole thing. We brought it to the board. The board looked it over, discussed a bunch of things, and made their approval of both the bylaws and the standing rules. So what you were given today is the old bylaws, the 2020-2021, the current bylaws being proposed, 2021 and 2022, and a cover sheet. Joy and I spent, I don't know how many, 4 hours or more putting together the cover sheet because by law, I have to hand this information to you and the cover sheet needs to explain the changes that were made. And as a group, It's your responsibility to read it. And next month, we will have, I will try to go quickly through the entire changes. And if there's discussion or questions or concerns, next month is when we will go over that. And then there will be a secret ballot vote. And you will be voting to approve the bylaws and approve the standing rules. It's a 2/3 majority vote of the members present for the bylaws and a majority vote of the members present for the standing rules. Obviously, this is not our full membership. We had way more people last month than we do now. We have no idea how many people will show up from Canada, our snowbirds. Hopefully, we usually have a lot more people in November, so maybe there'll be more people. But I also had to send this out through an email, which I did. So all of the members have this email. I will send out a notice email that if they wish to vote, I can take their vote online. After this meeting, Libby will post this on the brush fire because it also has to be published in order for us to meet all the requirements by the state. So this is important information. This is a legal document. This is the bylaws. This is what we go by. So look it over, understand it if you can, and try not to fall asleep. But it's an important thing that we have to do. So I appreciate everybody's concern with this. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right, so next month will be the voting and the discussion first and then the voting. Will all be next month. Okay.
Beth?
Yes.
You suggest that we all bring it back so we have it handy as a reference?
If you want to bring it back, yes, take notes, whatever, please. I made 65 copies because we had 43 people here last month. So I made 65 anticipating having some extra for November. I will have them all here to hand out to people as they come in, people that haven't had it. But again, everybody should have received this through an email. So if you haven't, again, now you have it, but
We don't want to print it out.
no, I don't want to print anymore. So anyway. So, and then I want to share some good news. So not only the new members here, that's wonderful news, but the good news I have is that I heard from 4 people when I requested people to step forward to volunteer. And I want to thank Jane Swank. Where are you, Jane? There you are. Thank you, Jane. Everybody, yay, thank you, Jane. Jane stepped in as Assistant Sergeant of Arms, as an officer. So we appreciate that very much. Ted Haynes is a member who joined as a director. He joined us on our Zoom board meeting yesterday from Cincinnati. So he's not here today because he's still in Cincinnati, but he has also said he's going to help Taryn with the exhibit chair position, so that is fantastic. So if anybody else is interested in, I think I've pitched it as we need a new exhibit chairperson. And really it's a group thing. It takes more than one person. So Taryn can stay on for a little while longer, and then Ted being involved, he's got great ideas. He said he's going to pitch them all. If anybody here is interested in joining in and collaborating and being involved in shows and perhaps redefining us a little bit in things and how we do it and where we actually show, we may actually it's exciting. It could be really, really fun. So I ask you just to consider that. I had two people email me that are full-time employed members who cannot come to a Tuesday meeting. I was blown away. I was like, wow, this is incredible. These 2 people, one was just like, I can't make the meetings, but I really want you to know how I appreciate it, if there's anything I can do. The other one was pretty funny because she's like, I'm not organized, but I'm creative, which, I think speaks well to all of us here. So So I actually sent them back an email and said, maybe you would consider the website. Because the website requires emailing back and forth to members who have paintings for sale on the website. You just get the information, you change the paintings. I have information that I put on it, and we'll post the pictures of artists of the month. So there's little bits of things that I think I will still do, but the part that somebody could take over is the maintenance of our artists' paintings. So I haven't heard back from them, but I was very encouraged to think that that could be something that somebody might say, oh, I have enough time, because it's not an all day, every day kind of thing. It's very sporadic when we have people that change the stuff. So it's not a heavy loaded obligation. So computer savvy people is what we need. So having said all that, we still do have what we could consider 6 positions, maybe 5 now. So a vice president is still vacant. Workshop and demonstrations are temporarily suspended until we feel we can meet and stay socially together for longer periods. I mentioned the website. Now Ted is on with the exhibit chair, so I think that could just use a couple more people just saying, what can I do? How can I help? And not necessarily be responsible or take the lead on it. And then the audio visual. John and Jim are still bringing the camera, making sure it's charged, and videotaping the meetings. And then I put it on YouTube. So somebody that would be responsible for that would be really nice to give them a break, because they've been doing it for years. So anybody that would want to do that. Do I have any takers? Anybody? Think about it. If you know a member that you think might be, could be, just let us all know. Appreciate that. Because honestly, come February, we normally have a nominating committee in February, and we will have one this year, unless, God forbid we close all down again, but I don't see that happening. And the nominating committee will be looking for a treasurer, because Alice is stepping down, and a president, because I will be stepping down. I will stay and help in many capacities, but I am unable to make the commitment to the monthly meeting because of family obligations. I anticipate, I have older parents and older in-laws, and I have 3 new grandbabies, one coming in another week or 2. And so I need to be able to jump in a car and get to New York, get to Massachusetts or Maryland or to California. So that's where my hat is going right now. So again, be prepared. It's do or die in a way. So if you know anybody that's not even an artist